The city of Kharkiv in Ukraine has suffered relentless bombardment from Russian cluster bombs, shells, and rockets. The morgues have no more room. All the bodies of people who have been killed by Vladimir Putin's mass murderers, which are now wrapped in plastic and left on the streets. Hundreds of people have been killed. More than 600 buildings, including high-rise apartments and essential service buildings, have been destroyed, and the people who have remained are hungry and terrorized. The Los Angeles Times reports outside a post office turned aid distribution center, which was struck Thursday as dozens of people waited in line for supplies, a frozen pool of blood, part of a severed human hand, and a bloodied cigarette could be seen. Plumes of smoke filled the sky. The mayor of Kharkiv recently said, "It's not just a war. This is a massacre." Joining us now, Marcus Yam, a foreign correspondent and photojournalist for the Los Angeles Times, who has been reporting from Kharkiv. Marcus, what have you seen there that you have documented in your photographs for the LA Times that tell the story of what's really happening there?
I mean, we've seen the ebb and flow of war in Kharkiv. We've seen Russian forces trying to circle the city and repelled by Ukrainian forces. I mean, the city itself has been pummeled by Russian bombardment. The destruction is pretty evident. You can drive around downtown Kharkiv and you can, see, a whole government building destroyed, even in plain sight, even in downtown Kharkiv. I found residents hiding underground in fear. One woman, Aliyah, told me the one day she decided to go upstairs to use the bathroom in her apartment, she got bombed. Her apartment building got bombed and debris just fell on her, and she never wanted to go above ground again. And in the outskirts, I followed, the Red Cross workers reach areas where residents could not get supplies. They could not even get cell phone signal to ask for help. So there are a lot of people who are stranded in the outskirts where the fighting is happening, who are starving and do not have access to medicine. And, and these places are still getting bombarded.
Marcus, I know some of your photographs are of people who have just been lucky enough to complete surgery there after being wounded there. And I know you have to ask permission of those people to take photographs like that. So you have to have a kind of conversation with them that other reporters don't necessarily have. And what is it like in those moments? And what makes them decide that they do want these photos of themselves, some of which are extremely gruesome, to be out there?
I tell them who I am, and I tell them, what we're doing here. I'm pretty upfront about our mission, and I tell them where these pictures will end up. And more than half the time, I mean, most of the time, people agree to what we do just because they understand and they realize that this is important, that their message and their stories are important because it reflects the war and the brutality of this war.
And what does it do to you as a person when you have to deliberately look at things and focus on things and aim your camera at things that others would want to turn away from? How do you do that?
I don't know what it does to me, to be honest with you. I'm just doing my job. I mean, I haven't quite unpacked everything I've seen here. And I remind myself that we have a responsibility to our readers, and we just have to stay on point right now. So it's not a great answer, but I know it's something I'm still working out.